This $39 smartwatch comes with some unique features that might suit your preferences. Welcome to Gadoga Mix. In this video, we'll be talking about the DT Ultra 3 Pro. Before we get started, let's do a quick unboxing. The package includes an orange strap, but I've attached this one instead. The strap is sold separately. In terms of design, it clearly resembles the Ultra series from that Bitten Fruit brand. The build quality, it's good, no issues, and it feels quite solid. The body is made of metal, while the back is plastic. You can see the size in the video. The watch is not too heavy, but also not too light. Here's how it looks when worn by me. This watch can operate normally even without being connected to a smartphone, and you can set the date and time directly on the watch. However, if you want to receive notifications from your phone, you need to pair it using the WearPro app, which is available for both Android and iOS. The DT Ultra 3 Pro discussed in this video is the version without a SIM card. Now let's talk about the advantages. First, I really like this watch face because the compass is active. Great for those who easily get lost and need direction. Anyway, you can change the watch face by rotating the crown. It's a smooth rotation without clicks, but the watch vibrates to indicate the crown is functioning. You can also change the watch face by pressing and holding the screen, and you can tap the lock icon if you don't want the watch face to change when the crown is turned. Another thing I like is that there are quite a lot of watch face options with mechanical style animations, which I personally enjoy. To install or add a watch face, you can do it through the WearPro app. You can also transfer and store photos on the DT Ultra 3 and use them directly as a watch face or as a menu background. You can dynamically adjust the clock position, color, and displayed info without having to retransfer the image as shown in the video. You can even use your own video as a watch face. Just choose the video you want to use, set the position, and define the start and stop time. Maximum duration is 6 seconds. The creation process takes about 4 minutes. Once the video watch face is installed, you can still change the clock style without reinstalling. For digital styles, you can drag the clock position freely to match your chosen video or photo. Unfortunately, besides the clock, you can only add one additional piece of information, like battery level, step count, or other data. As for the screen quality, it's great with high resolution so images appear sharp and smooth, and yes, it's AMOLED. Outdoors, the screen is still fairly visible as long as the brightness is set to the maximum level and you use a bright colored watch face. There's no auto brightness feature yet. This watch also has a true always-on display feature that can continuously show the main watch face in full color with animation, but we'll talk more about that later. First, let's move on to the next advantage. It works as an MP3 player. The DT Ultra 3 has 3 music modes. The first is phone mode, which lets you control your smartphone's music player. Unfortunately, you can't control the volume, at least not on my Android phone. But if you play music files stored directly on the watch, either through watch mode or Bluetooth headset mode, you can adjust the volume using the rotating crown. To add songs to the watch, simply connect the charging cable to your computer. Then just copy and paste the music files into the music folder on the smartwatch's USB drive. If the USB drive doesn't appear, make sure you've selected mass storage mode in the smartwatch settings. The third music mode is Bluetooth headset mode, which lets you listen to music stored on the watch using a Bluetooth headset or TWS. Pairing a headset for the first time is easy, as shown in the video. In addition to music, you can also store and play videos on the DT Ultra 3. We've made a dedicated tutorial video for that. The link is in the video description. Unfortunately, video audio cannot be heard through a Bluetooth headset. We can install some additional apps on the DT Ultra 3. Anyway, this watch doesn't run on Android, so there's no Play Store or complex app installations. The number of apps that can be installed is also limited as shown in the video, and availability may vary by country. We'll discuss some of the apps shortly. There's a pilgrimage app. Perhaps our Muslim friends are more familiar with it. There are worship songs available that can be played, and the volume can be adjusted. There's also a direction indicator for Qibla, but this feature requires a connection to your phone, most likely to detect your location, so the Qibla direction can be more accurate. Next, there's Google Maps. You need to be connected to your phone to use this feature because the watch doesn't have GPS. To start navigation or search, you need to use voice commands, which only support English and possibly Mandarin. Unfortunately, there's no on-screen typing yet. Hopefully, this feature will be added in the future. The navigation display looks like what's shown in the video. It will create a new route if you go off course. You can swipe around to view the route, and to return to your current location, tap the blue dot on the right. There's also a travel assistant feature that helps you find restaurants, accommodations, tourist spots, or other nearby locations. You can directly activate Google Maps on the watch to guide you. To use this feature, the watch must be connected to your phone since it needs your phone's internet to retrieve information. There's also an AI watch face app which generates images based on word prompts. Yellow flying tiger. I tried it several times and it seems to only support 2 words. As you can see, words tiger or a third word aren't recognized. The result based on the prompt yellow flying looks like what's shown in the video. Before we get into the drawbacks, let's talk about the essential smartwatch features first. To receive notifications from your phone on the watch, you need to configure it through the WearPro app. Here's an example of the notification display. There's no quick reply feature yet, and you can only read the first few lines of a message. You can't read the entire message. This smartwatch supports Bluetooth calls. You'll need to pair it with your phone if you want to use the Bluetooth call feature. Unfortunately, on my Android phone, WhatsApp call is not supported. I'm not sure whether it works on Samsung Android phones or on iPhones. However, WhatsApp message notifications work just fine. There's a voice recorder feature, which is useful for those who often get sudden ideas. You can record them right away before you forget.
Testing the mic quality of MP3 Ultra.
Now let's move on to the sports features. There are quite a lot of sport types to choose from. However, it's mostly just a difference in names or tags. The data recorded is basically the same. Anyway, a fashion watch like this is not meant for swimming. It's still safe to wear in the rain or if it gets briefly submerged and then lifted out. That's not a problem. But don't leave it underwater for too long. Here's what it looks like when the sports feature is active. The distance shown is only an estimate based on the step count, since the DT Ultra 3 doesn't have built-in GPS. The sub-level seems to function like a lap counter. You can't see your step count while the sports feature is running. It only becomes visible after the workout ends, in the fitness recording section, where you can view the history of the last workout session. As for step accuracy, out of 1,000 manually counted steps, the DT Ultra 3 showed 1,023 steps, which means about a 2% error rate. That's still pretty decent for a fashion watch. The heart rate sensor works normally. When compared to an oximeter device, it showed the same heart rate reading. As for blood oxygen, there's a slight difference of a few percent, as seen in the video. Other health features include sleep monitoring. The recorded data can be seen in the video. It currently can't detect naps. The DT Ultra 3 also has a compass feature. It's not super responsive, but works fine and functions normally. There is an altimeter icon and altitude reading, but it seems to be just a gimmick since the watch doesn't have a barometric sensor. The remote camera feature is used to take photos via the WearPro app. It can't be used with the phone's default camera app. Back to the display, there's a true always-on option, meaning the main screen can stay on continuously. To activate it, go to Settings, Display, screen off, timeout off. After that, turn off the raise to wake feature, because if it's still active, the screen will turn off when there's movement. I've tested it, and with the main screen always on at 75% brightness, the battery lasts over 8 hours, so it's still decent if you want to show it off. And if you use this feature often, you can add the screen timeout option to the quick settings menu. I'm using firmware version 1.30.51. Hopefully a future update won't remove this feature. There's also a more power-efficient always-on feature. It can be set to stay on all day or only during specific hours. This low-power always-on feature is called idle clock, with several watch face options as shown on the screen. If you use idle clock, the battery life is around 1.5 days or even up to 2 days. Meanwhile, if you don't use always on, the battery can last around 3 to 4 days or up to 5 days with light usage, depending on how often raise to wake is used, notifications, and so on. Now for the downsides. First, the charger magnet strength is a bit weak. It's not a problem if you use a watch strap that can lie flat, because the weight of the watch itself will help keep the charger connected. But if you use a strap that can't lie flat like this, make sure the charging cable doesn't get nudged. Other than that, there aren't any major downsides, just some limitations already discussed in the video. And keep in mind that the DT Ultra 3 is a fashion watch, so it focuses more on appearance. With the price offered, you need to prioritize your needs. For example, if you're looking for a smartwatch to track workouts or use while swimming, of course there are other more suitable options. But if you're looking for an affordable smartwatch with a good display, smooth animations, the ability to store music files, and connect to a Bluetooth headset, then the DT Ultra 3 might be a suitable choice. Price updates and purchase links are in the video description. Thank you for visiting the Garoga Mix channel. Hopefully, this video can be helpful to someone out there.